So hi everyone. Ilka already introduced me. So I was the former project leader of RenovAID project, and I also met some of you because I was initially in the RenovAID project as well. So we met in Warsaw last year, or yeah, last year was January with some of you. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about the Renopont customer journey, the selection of companies, and the professional database and the training of constructors. So my presentation, I split my presentation in two parts. First, I'm going to talk to you about the Renopont customer journey, and second, the professional database and the training of professionals. So, as you might know, this Renopont advisory network was created by the RenovAID project, which was founded by the European Union's H2020 program. It was a 3.5-year project, and in this project, these 5 consortium members worked together in order to create basically the first Hungarian one-stop shop for residential energy efficiency renovations. Our goal was, probably you can see this, but basically our goal was to provide a full-scale advisory services through the entire renovation process. So from the very beginning until the end, but we were not, or actually we are not dealing with constructions itself. We are only doing the advisory part and the facilitation part. Okay, so the customer journey. So in our logic, it was that first the customer or the homeowner who wants to renovate its home recognizes the problem. The first step was going to the renopont.hu website. So that was the first step in the process. On the website, we presented lots of information about how to renovate, what kind of technical solutions there are, what kind of financing options they can use, and many useful information, basically. After the renovator finished on the website, he or she was able to book an appointment through the website in the offices, in person or online. So we also offered an online consultancy option. And on the personal consultation, we had basically a free initial consultation, so it was free of charge, the first consultation. And there it was basically it is basically a 1 hour long consultation with the advisor, where we can do basically map the problem, put together the renovation options, and we can basically recommend some professionals. We can put the financing part next to the technical solutions. So basically, these are the key points at the first consultation. After that, the renovator gets the opportunity, gets the access to our professional database. So our professional database is basically accessible through the website, through the renopont.hu. And on the website, we are listing, but I'm going to show you the website. We are listing the professionals. And there, basically, the renovator, the homeowner, can choose between the professionals. We are also recommending them, but he or she is free to choose anyone.
Excuse me, the energy audit is only made in papers, or you have a soft of doing it? Because in Albania we have a soft called it ISERT, and we collect all the data and we input them on the soft. So I don't know if it's here.
Actually, the EPC is like we have some energy auditors and energy experts who are entitled to do the EPCs, and these professionals are basically recommended by us, and then these experts can go to the individual's home and do the EPC there and initiate it like separately. It costs some money, but it's not a big investment actually. So we cannot do it in the initial consultation, but we can recommend someone who is in our professional database, and then he or she can do the EPC.
After, can you show us the software to do this EPC?
Well, I don't have a slide about that, but yeah, I don't have a slide about that, sorry. Okay, and then after the professionals, recommending the professionals, so as I mentioned, the homeowners can do the process by themselves and continue with the chosen professional. Either he or she wants installation or replacement of windows or refurbishment of the heating system or anything else. But we are there to help the customers in the user journey and to consult with the professional, and he or she can come back in our office and have several other consultations. And then we are also monitoring and evaluating the process. So this is basically how we set up this user journey of ours. So as you can see, this is the website, basically the opening site. And here is like the book an appointment, but it's in Hungarian. But if you click there, then you can book an appointment in the offices or online. And the offices. Now we only have 2 offices, but yeah, we used to have much more. But after the financing period has ended, then we had actually some troubles with financing all of the offices. Okay, and which I think is a key in our user journey and in our concept, that we try to build a huge environment here between homeowners, municipalities, financial institutions, energy providers, energy experts, engineers, different general contractors, installers, condominium managers. So we gathered all these different kind of stakeholders into our Renopont hub or yeah, in our environment, and we try to basically do as an intermediate and connect all of these different entities. Yes, and in the second part about the database, we came up with an idea and named this database Renopont Partnerprogram. This is just a fantasy name for sounding a little bit like, you know, not so lame, that professional database, but we have a Renopont Partnerprogram. We also created the logo for that. It means Renopont recommended partner, and the partners who joined us, they were entitled to use this logo, and so we try to like make a visual distinction that they are our partners. We are looking for 3 different types of professionals. First, energy and technical specialists, then general contractors and installers, and then legal and financial experts. In the first column, we try to gather energy certifiers, auditors who can do the EPCs, for example, who can go and do the first basically inspection of the home and analyze the failures and do the renovation plan. So these are the first architects, engineers, project managers who can help in that. Technical inspectors. So these were one part we were looking for, or we are looking for. Then in the second part, general contractors, installers. So these are the professionals actually who do the work. Installation companies, door and window manufacturers, building engineering services, who can do the renovation, heating, cooling, ventilation, building electrical system, renewable energy experts or companies, especially for heat pumps and solar, and obviously general contractors who can do the entire thing together. Also, we have an objective that we try to gather local companies. So we are based here in Budapest, and there are lots of applicants in Budapest who prefer to work in in Budapest or in the 100-kilometer circle. But we had trouble to find different professionals in the countryside, so in other cities, 200 kilometers away from Budapest, because probably it's the same situation in your country, that locals trust more the local installers or local professionals. So we try to focus on having installers from all over the country. But unfortunately, most of them are located in Budapest. And then legal and financial experts. In our database, we have just a few financial experts and legal professionals who can advise in how to apply for a loan or a grant. There are lots of grants provided by the state over and over again. They come up with a new grant for renovating that or renovating that in your home. And so there are lots of ongoing grants always in Hungary. Unfortunately, there are less consistency in these grants, but at least we have some. So my point was with that there are also need for these kind of experts who can help in grants and loans and so on. Okay. Then the selection. So in Hungary, it's a big problem that people don't trust the contractors and the installers, because obviously some of them are basically fraud, but the others are basically normal guys, but they do not a very good job. So it's a big trust issue here in Hungary towards these professionals. So we wanted to set up actually a framework for minimum requirements which must be met by the professionals who wants to join our database. So we partnered up with this organization. This is basically an association who is kind of making due diligences, like they are investigating the company, that everything is okay with them, with the financials, they have all the credit, the licenses and everything else. So we partnered up with this NGO, this organization, and set up these minimum requirements a company or an individual must fulfill if he or she or it wants to join our database. What were these requirements, or what are these requirements? At least 5 years of operation for a company and 3 years of operation for an individual. Providing basic company data, start of operations, scope of activities, number of employees, and so on and so on. Company financial data, the key financial data about the company, and a credible proof that the company has no public debt. Data on professional qualifications, if they have the necessary licenses, chamber memberships, and the key employees which are necessary. And then they need to present their liability insurance. It's very important. And they have to present at least 5 verifiable references. Yes. Which is insurance mostly is about that if they do something wrong, for example, they install the heating system badly, and for example, if there is a leakage and it's not functioning well, then this insurance is guaranteeing that the insurance company is paying in behalf of this installer to the customer if something goes wrong, or if the installation, for example, we had some bad experience with insurance installation companies. For example, there are bad examples in Hungary that, for example, they insulated the entire block building, and then the entire installation came down. And for example, the insurance, these kind of insurance can cover the cost of the reparation of these issues. So that's why it's very important. Yes. And then the application was to our email address, and companies or individuals, they can apply through our email, and then we forward basically their application to our partner company or partner organization. They do the due diligence, and if everything is all right, then they can be our member. Now we have 62 companies or individuals in our database, so it's let's say moderate. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We had this issue what you are mentioning. Basically, the thing was that first it went very quickly, but then when our partner organization started to ask for all these, and they were not because they were not willing to provide this data. They are just always, oh, I'm busy. I have to go to do that. I have that job, blah blah blah. So sometimes it took even months to provide all of the data, but eventually, basically they provide it, and you know, it depends very much on how the state of the economy is in Hungary, the construction industry. Because if they had lots of jobs, they didn't care very much about that because they were full of jobs. But then when there was a downturn, then suddenly they started to look for new opportunities, to new communication channels where they can advertise themselves, and then they were more keen to hand over this information and apply. So it was like cyclic very much. How they
Also, professionals or
yeah.
partners, which one were more, say, from which category you had more application?
From the installers, basically, from different kind of installers, installation companies, window companies, different kind of building engineering, like heating system and so on. Also, lots of solar companies applied to put PV on the roof and so on. So these are the most popular ones. Yeah, but we also have a couple of engineers, architects, energy experts who can do the APCs. Yeah, so we have a handful of that as well. And now evaluation and feedback. We also found that very important that customers can evaluate these companies. Although we did this due diligence and we were like basically very calm to recommend them. So we're not afraid that these companies are doing something bad because we trusted them. But everything can happen. So we wanted to provide a platform for the customers to evaluate these companies or these professionals. So we made an evaluation system, not very complicated. Actually, we have a scale from 1 to 10. You can give points. 9 to 10 is excellent. 7 to 8 is good, and then 5 to 6 is acceptable. And we had we made a rule for ourselves that if a partner gets a rating below 6.5, then we go after the problem and we try to investigate what the problem was. But I have to admit that not many customers use this evaluation system. I don't know, like I can count in one of my hands how many evaluation we got through this system. But I think the idea is good, actually, or was good, but they didn't use it very often. And also there was we provided the option to put a basic text evaluation option there to write about the installer. This is how the website looks like. So if you go to our website, then if you already used our advisory services, either online or offline, then you were able to basically to enter in the database, but not before. Behind that, the idea behind that was that we wanted to be in the process. So we didn't want to build just a website where there are lots of professionals and you can go there and look for one and go away. But we wanted to be in the process and wanted to have the first advisory at least, and then we opened the database. As you can see, there are like you could have some filtering options for field of profession, for location, city, or even your name if you had a concrete idea, or you could or you are able to filter through what kind of house you have, or either family house or condominium, because there are some companies who are dealing only with condominiums. There are some with only dealing with family homes. So yeah, and here, as you can see, for example, the company's name. This is where they operate, Budapest and the Pest County. So it's around Budapest. And the field of professions. So these special companies is about shading and windows blinds, you know, on the windows. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And then the education part. We organized an opening conference for these professionals. If I remember correctly, about 25 or 30 installers, professionals, engineers came to the conference. We organized it in person, and we had there like different themes for example, businesses, contractual and complaint handling knowledge. We wanted to hand over some knowledge about that. So how to do business, how to do correct business with the customers. Then we wanted to hand over some info about up-to-date energy knowledge and then professional specific knowledges. And we had lots of presenters, and we recorded all of them, and we put them on YouTube, so everyone can access it later on. And our idea was that we organized this conference once, so it was a one-time in-person conference, but we recorded every presentation and handed over the newcomers that here are the like actually the presentations, and try to like listen them. I don't know how many of them actually listened to these recordings, but at least we had the you know okay, so, and continuous professional development. We made some arrangements or partnerships with different Hungarian associations, NGOs who have a good knowledge in the construction industry or different fields of construction industry or energy efficiency. And we organized some events together with them. We always sent an invitation to our partners so they can come and get some new knowledge, make some networking, so on. You know, so we wanted to maintain an active network from these professionals. So not just applying the database and okay, now we forget you, but we try to be active and make active arrangements. We had some workshops together with different companies with insulation materials, and yeah, so that was basically our idea behind that. So maintaining a very active partnership with them. This is how this opening conference looked like. That was basically the program. It was a half-day program with different workshops as well. And here in the YouTube link, you can go up, and then you will see all of the presentations we had on this conference, and these are still available for everyone. And yeah, in different topics about heating systems, about PVs, about heat pumps, about how to renovate buildings. Ilka also had a presentation. So yeah, this is what you can find still available. And actually, why to join? What is our value proposition for potential partners? First of all, we provided an appearance on the renopont.hu website and also on our partners' website who makes the due diligence. And then we recommend them at the offices and the online consultations. So we recommend them directly to the customers. Then they are entitled to use this distinguishing mark, basically this Renopont recommended partner logo we sent them, and some of them put it on their website. So some of them are using it actively for making a differentiation. And then, as I mentioned, we try to make like this network with trainings, with gatherings to always to have the new information and to maintain a network of them. And in the first period, the promotional period, the joining was fully free. They only had to pay for the due diligence, but it has really just it was like, I don't know, 15 euros, 20 euros. So no, 100 euros. No, it was 100 euros. Yeah, almost 80 to 100 euros. So not a big money for them. And then they were able to cancel the registration anytime, basically. And now, as I mentioned to you, we have 62 companies, professionals in our database. That's a screenshot from our partners website, where they show all of these companies who are basically recommended partner of us. Yeah, and that was my presentation.